Hey guys, Ken Kaplan on site here at the New England Motorcycle Museum. It's a beautiful, crisp fall morning. I'm excited. I'm going to be taking this BMW R50/5 for a ride. Flashback to my youth. I had one of these when I was a kid. I'll tell you about that later when I'm on the ride. But this bike came from the Edward Lomer collection. Ed's a longtime motorcycle enthusiast. In fact, if you look back at some of my videos I did with him, he had a Vincent Black Shadow and used to race his Vincent Black Shadow against Harleys all the time. So real motorcycle enthusiast. This was his pride and joy. He kept this in a Bultaco 350 Matador that was brand new with 0 miles on it on a 3-rail trailer as a trophy in his garage next to his house. So the bike is in apps. I'm going to give this bike 100 points for originality. Near as I can tell, it's 100% original besides the tires, which we just put on there. The tires were just installed this week. It's a brand new set of period correct, the right size Continental tires, the best ones you can buy for it. Ed kept the bike in pristine shape. The original saddles mint, the original paint's in excellent condition. The carburetors, we took the carbs apart. They were immaculate. They had drained it of all the fluid before he parked it. The guy knew what he was doing, and he oiled the cylinders, so the cylinders are perfect. The carbs were perfect. We did dismantle the carbs, check and clean all the jets, and reassemble it and tuned it, so the carbs are perfect. The gas tank was flushed of any foreign particles might have been in there, so we did our normal process: flush the tank, clean out the carb, check and clean the air filter. The oil was drained and it was in perfect condition, still gold, no metal particles in the motor. Another hallmark of a pristine, maintained motorcycle. Went through and changed all the fluids. We changed the rear drive fluids. We changed the primary drive fluid, and we changed the engine oil, and of course put new fresh gasoline in it. Brand new tires. Also installed a brand new battery. Then it went down to detail shop, and Doc did the full Monty, top to bottom, front to back detail. Wash, wax, polish the whole bike. The exhaust pipes are in mint condition. The engine guards are in mint shape. There's no indication the bike was ever dropped anywhere. There's no scratches anywhere on the finishes of the original turn signals, the cylinders, or anything. So just a beautiful bike. Junior, is there anything you'd like to add about this bike?
It's been a long time since we've had this style BMW, actually really anything from the 70s. I was looking at some sales data, and these are going through the roof. So
yeah, this particular model, they call it the toaster tank with the chrome side. It harkens back to a more vintage look, and they seem to be the ones that everybody's looking for. This particular motor, the 50/5, is a very under-stressed motor. It's excellent for touring, these make excellent daily drivers actually also, because they're good for 250,000 miles, so they'll run forever. This one's barely broken in with just 20,000 miles on it, and it handles like a dream with these brand new Continental tires. Billy Blythe, one of our lead techs here, took it down to Reservoir Road yesterday, and he said it handles like an absolute dream, and kind of fell in love with the bike. Typical European quality, German quality and construction engineering. Everything works beautifully on the bike, so not much more to say other than she's a pristine example that's on display in the New England Motorcycle Museum today. I am an ambassador for the Antique Motorcycle Club of America. I'm also a judge. I judge motorcycles at shows, and I own the museum. And I'm going to give this my seal of approval and put my name on it. It's a pristine, original example.
the bike's an absolute stunner. Shooting the photos was a privilege.
Yep.
We don't see them like this rarely.
Kaplan America approved. Absolutely. So now the best part of my job, I get to take it for a ride, and you guys can ride along with me. It should be fun. Stay tuned. We'll throw the helmet cam on and take it for a rip. One of the beauties of the 500 is it's a lot easier to kickstart than the 750s and 1000s. Get started.
Let me start your GoPro, Ken. All set.
Listen to the exhaust on this thing. Purrs like a kitten. I'll be back shortly. So I mentioned earlier that I had one of these when I was a kid. I actually I've been buying and selling bikes literally since I was like 14, 15 years old, and tens of thousands of bikes over the years. And I had a 1971 R50/5 that was 100 cc's bigger than this one. Non-toaster tank, didn't have the chrome tank, but that bike, I found it, somebody had crashed it and left it sitting outside for, I don't know, 10 years. The bags were all rotted out on it. And shit, this was back in the late 80s. So, and the mufflers had rusted out on it from sitting outside. So it's pretty remarkable how quickly a bike can go downhill when someone doesn't take care of it. But in any event, that bike was awesome. I put a new head on it because it had a cracked head, and bought that from Kent and BMW for 175 bucks. Put the head on it and cleaned up real nice. I couldn't afford new mufflers back then. I was probably making like $4 an hour working at the bike shop back in the 80s. So I was working at New England Cycle Sales. So I just sawed the mufflers off right where they're rusted, and it had like little baloney mufflers. It was only like half the length of the regular muffler. It sounded great, and I rode the shit out of that bike for a couple summers. Never gave me a single problem. Loved it. I'm sure that bike's still going. But anyways, back to this one here. This R50/5 is an absolute dime piece. 21,000 miles on it. Motor runs like brand new. Oil's perfectly clean. There was no the tech noted there was absolutely no metal in the oil on the drain plug or anything, which is a great sign. Hallmark of a bike that was well maintained by a guy who owned a Vincent Black Shadow. Okay, matter of fact, he's the first person I've ever met that I did business with that owned a Vincent Black Shadow. So he's kind of a legend in his area, in the motorcycle community in Massachusetts. He showed me a newspaper article where he had raced a bunch of Harley Davidson, hot rod Harley Davidson. They had a kind of an outlaw drag strip there in Mass where everybody would go to race, like an abandoned highway or something like that. And he absolutely dusted the Harleys with his Vincent Black Shadow. This thing handles so great. Nice, smooth, reliable. These are easy to work on too. It doesn't need any work, but if you ever had to work on it, the carbs are right there on the side. I mean, it's super simple. It's as simple as carb setup you could ever ask for. And the heads are right there. Exhaust. Anybody with some common sense can work on one of these. And basically, all this one's going to need is every couple thousand miles change oil. That's it. And every 5 or 10,000 change a final drive oil. This is one of my favorite rides up here to the tower. You can actually see the tower from the 3rd floor of the museum. We have a bunch of visitors coming today. The bikes are starting to roll in. Saturday's usually a pretty big day for us there. Nice torquey little 500cc. These engines are notorious for being super reliable. They're what I would call airplane quality. You know, the kind of engine you'd want to have if your life depended on it. Super durable. There's the tower. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Not a cloud in the sky today. Beautiful day for a ride. There's the mayor's office down there. You can see all the way to Bradley. You can actually see the moon today too. What a beautiful day. I love coming up here. You feel the presence of God up here, for sure. Listen to this thing idle. Look at that. Just purrs like a kitten. Brand new tires with the hairy nubs on them still. Pipes are in gorgeous shape. Original factory paint still shines. You'd be hard pressed to find a nicer toaster tank than this one. If you're looking for a bike to put in your collection permanently, this would be the one. This would not be for sale if we didn't have a $50,000 a month payroll plus a mortgage on the museum. So Unfortunately, we have to run it like a business. With the museum's full of bikes, both floors. Anyways, but this would be a keeper in our BMW section. If you want to leave it in the museum, we have some phenomenal BMWs in the museum on the second floor. In fact, we have the president of the Antique Motorcycle Club of America Yankee chapter, Ted Smith. His personal BMW is actually here. Actually, 3 of his personal BMWs are here at the museum. All 3 of them concourse quality, championship winning 100-point bikes. So I guess you'd expect that out of the president of the Antique Motorcycle Club of America, but his stuff is totally on point. Very sporty feeling bike, very light, nimble, a nice seating position. You sit up nice and high. The brakes work perfectly. Transmission and clutch work perfectly. I don't know if the camera does this justice, but this hill is super steep. I don't think it's legal to make roads this steep anymore. This is like what you'd expect to see in the movies in California, you know? Just unbelievable. You could launch off of this thing. It's like a ski slope. All the cables are in beautiful condition. The tachometer and speedometer work perfectly. The turn signals all work perfectly. Horn works perfectly. High beam, low beam, passing. It has that whole, it has an actual special bulb for, they call it a driving light, I guess, and then there's a passing, a low beam, high beam, and a running light in the headlight, and you hit one button, that lights all 3 of them up, which is kind of cool for passing. These were designed for the German Autobahn originally, so they're super stable at speed, no wobbling, like you get even on some modern bikes like the Harley-Davidson Dyna. No speed wobble on these. These are engineered to ride at highway speeds all day long and with no issues. Super safe, super reliable, absolutely an investment quality bike, museum quality bike. I'd be proud to show this on the museum floor. I prefer original bikes like this rather than ones that are repainted. Hey guys, we got a brand new road here. God bless America. That's the Bixby house. That's where Junior lives up there, and the guys, a couple of guys in the barn, and there's our haunted Halloween walk up there that we've been working on. This is a museum entry right here. We fenced in the whole property this year. What's up, guys? Coming in hot. Take a ride into the museum. What's up, Junior? Back here we have the collection. There's a Bultaco, brand new Bultaco, 0 miles on it. It's never been started. These are the BMWs we have in the museum. We have a 28 R62. That's a solid 6-figure motorcycle. That's owned by Ted. We have a 28 RC. Only 4,000 of those were built. Then we have a 39 R12. This is ranked the world's best R12. And then this is one we restored here. This is a 1962 R50/S. Matter of fact, this is the 62 version of the bike I'm riding on right now. This one sold for, I think it was $17,500. The 62s. That's a valid point I want to bring up here. The 62 R50Ss went through the roof in the last 5-10 years. This bike here, what do you think's next? The 72s. So as far as an investment goes, here's a 1970 R75/5. That's owned by Ted also. Beautiful bike. Just a beautiful piece. I don't think you can find a better engineered 1970 motorcycle than these BMWs. I mean, if you look at compared to the AMF Harley Davidsons and the British bikes, these were just a cut above in quality of construction and finishes used. Just beautiful. Thanks for coming along on the ride with me today. If you made it this far, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. What's happening, guys? Where'd you guys ride in from?
Massachusetts.
Nice. You come down 83 or?
32.
32? Yeah. Nice ride, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Let me get out of here before we smoke us all out. A little carbon monoxide. My mom always said, don't ride in the house. I never listened.
Hey.
Yeah.
You gonna finish it up on the GoPro there?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up and parking it. What's that? Yeah, I'll be right down. If you have any questions about the bike, please call us 860-454-7024. You're welcome to have any mechanic in the country inspect this bike. I promise you there's nothing wrong with it. It's got my seal of approval, and all proceeds from the sale of the bike go to fund the New England Motorcycle Museum. So you're not only buying a significant part of motorcycle culture, you're helping support the museum, which is a great thing. We need all the help we can get, and we got great things in store here. We'll even include 2 museum tickets with the purchase of the motorcycle, so you can come check the place out or gift the tickets to somebody else. If you'd like to leave the bike here on display, like I said, we'd love to have it here. It's a stunning machine, a piece of classic BMW history, and one of the last of the era of the toaster tank, which is super popular, and you can see why. They're beautiful bikes. Junior, you want to add anything on this, or?
Did you show them the Magura grips?
Oh yeah, the original Magura grips and levers. I didn't show them the lighting setup on this thing. It has the that button right there makes all 3 lights go, the passing light, and it has a high beam, low beam switch, of course. All the turn signals are nice and crisp and clear and bright and perfect, as you'd expect. The idiot light works as it's supposed to. All the back lights work perfectly. This is what I call a no excuses motorcycle. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. As you'd expect from a pristine, well-preserved bike owned by a Vincent Black Shadow owner. So, enough said. Call me if you have any questions. Cody will help you with the financing if you need any help, right, Cody? Just call, ask. Cody's here answering the phones 9 to 5, 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. It's Saturday. We're here on Saturday too, quite often. Junior might answer the phone, but one of us will take care of you. And if you're having a bad day, you come here and you can punch out Bob the Dummy. That's free on the house. This is our employee stress reduction tool. So, yeah, beautiful Beamer. And someone's going to get a great bike and have a lot of fun with it. So good luck bidding on it. God bless Germany for building kick-ass motorcycles, and God bless America.